After a decade behind the scenes of 6 and 7-figure memberships, and now running my own multiple 6-figure membership, let's look at one of the most common questions that my clients and students ask. When and if to start an online membership for your online business. Okay, so let's start off with what might be a little controversial, which is a membership is almost never a good idea as a first offer in your business. If you are in your first year, if you have a tiny audience, a tiny following, 99% of the time, I would never recommend that you start an online membership now. And if you're thinking about starting one because you think recurring revenue sounds really sexy and would feel really great, we still need to talk. Because while yes, online memberships naturally leads to recurring revenue and stabilized revenue, predictable income that you can rely on, it is also something that you are constantly needing to fill. This whole idea of churn needs to be addressed. It's actually harder to sell than a one-off online course or digital product. And I've seen multiple memberships where just the fact of changing their online course model into an online membership model, the business's back-end team cost 2 to 4x'd, doubled to quadrupled. Again, I have an online membership, so I'm clearly a fan of them. The key here is correct structure and correct timing. And when we're talking about regenerative ecosystems, regenerative business ecosystems, we need to make sure that you're in the right phase and the right maturity level. Now, obviously, recurring revenue is seductive. You might be thinking that you will stabilize your cash flow and you won't have to launch ever again. It might be lower ticket, so you might think that it's easier to sell, but a lower priced offer does not mean easier to sell. If you're an established business, you should be well aware of this. If you have done a promotion around a free offer or a low priced offer when you're used to selling mid to high ticket, you know that you have to put in just as much effort, if not more effort, to make the same amount of money than you do selling high ticket. This is just a math problem here. If you have a $5,000 offer over here, you only have to sell it to one person versus if you have a $50 product over here or a $500 product over here where you need to sell 10 of them or 100 of them to make the same amount of money. If you already have a large audience, you already have a pool of people who are interested in working with you, who have bought from you before, who want to buy from you now, selling lower ticket can absolutely be easier. Jumping into doing a membership could absolutely be this great next step for you. A lot of the people that I talk to who want to do a membership, a lower ticket membership specifically, in that $5 a month to even $300 a month range, they think because it's lower pricing, it's going to be easier to sell. And they've been struggling with higher ticket sales. So they're like, why don't I just try this lower ticket thing? If you do not already have consistent buyers, strong positioning, clear demand, a membership will not fix that. It's just going to amplify the weakness of the system. So with that, there are actually two main types of memberships. There's a front-end membership and there's a back-end membership. The front-end membership are memberships where people will enter into working with you by joining the membership. It's the entry point into your business ecosystem. Versus a back-end membership would be like, they bought a course of yours, and after buying the course and going through the 12 weeks of working together, you invite them into and they can join your back-end membership. It's a backdoor entrance into it. I had to mention that because I do think memberships are an amazing retention strategy in the sense that if people are coming to you and they're asking, what's next? What's next? Having a membership that they can jump into can be that next. Now, this does work for front end or back end. If you're giving amazing value publicly via your YouTube channel or your podcast or your Instagram, and they're like, how do I go deeper with you? One option could be that front end membership. Or if you're getting dozens or hundreds of people into your course, what's next could be a continuation membership. So some things to ask if you're wondering if now is the right time to start an online membership, or if you should even ever do an online membership. You can ask, do I have repeat buyers? People buying the same thing again and again, or buying every single product I put out. That could be a sign, a great sign that it's time to have a membership. Are people finishing your offers and wanting more? Are clients asking for ongoing proximity, ongoing ways to interact with you? These are clear indicators that a membership could be totally successful in your business ecosystem. If not, you're trying to manufacture continuity instead of responding to demand. Because membership compound loyalty, they don't create it in the first place. Okay, third piece here is there is a visibility and authority threshold. This goes back to that ecosystem maturity piece. A successful, healthy, thriving membership requires people continually enrolling in it. Whether you have it open all the time and they can jump in, or you're having quarterly or annual openings, new people need to come in. It also requires constant renewal. If it's a monthly membership, people need to stay in. They need to keep paying you at a monthly rate. So some things that you want to have in place before actually creating a membership is you want visibility channels that already work. I'm talking about, how do strangers find you, people who do not know you? You have channels coming towards you, bringing them closer. That could be social media, that could be SEO, that could be going and speaking at events. There's a lot of different ways to get yourself in front of new people. But you need to have a system here. It needs to already be working. Otherwise, you can open the doors, some people will come in, but it won't be continuing to refresh itself over time with new people coming in, especially if some people are leaving over time as well. You also need proof of transformation, you actually getting people results. Having an already created body of work also makes having a membership work much better, or else there's going to be a lot of energy on the front end of you actually having to create a ton of stuff to go into your membership so that people have things to interact with inside of it. When I launched my membership in July 2025, I already had multiple online courses, I had multiple workshops, I had done many launches, I knew my messaging, it was spot on. I had thousands of students at this point. So it was a very safe bet to open the doors to my own membership and be able to get hundreds of members in that first opening. Now, maybe you don't want or need hundreds of members right from the get-go. But if you've only had a handful of clients or students, that's probably not going to be enough people already interested in your work, already engaging with you and raising their hand saying that they're interested in working with you for it to be sustainable revenue-wise for you. There's also an energetic reality piece. Do you have the capacity to lead something that is ongoing, that is open all the time? If you've run group programs before, if you've sold digital products or courses that are like 12 weeks long of ongoing support, moving from that into something that there's access to you all the time is a shift to be aware of and to consciously say yes to. If you don't want to be monitoring a Facebook group or online community all the time, if you don't want people to always have access to you, if you want to have weeks or months of downtime where no one's in contact with you at all, a membership is probably not the best route. Unless it is a completely informational membership where you are delivering trainings or meditations and you don't have to show up in a group, you don't have to show up to live calls. If there's any inkling of worry around this, it doesn't mean that a membership is a terrible idea. It could be, but it could just mean that you have to get much better at boundary setting and have really clear expectations of how and when you are going to show up for people in this community. Because I don't want you to feel trapped by your business or in your business. So think about ways you can have smaller experiments around this or feeling into actual programs you currently have. What little tweaks could you make to make it even more sustainable for you? What boundaries might need to be set? Do you see interaction in a private community as a drain on you? Or there's a way in which this could be positive stimulation for your creativity and for your business. Now, if you do already have a body of work, if you do already have your visibility channels open, if you do have past clients and students who are asking you for more, who keep buying things over and over and over again for you, it might be a sign this might be a great time to launch a membership. I was able to go into 2026 with $511,000 on the books, where if I did no launches, I turned off all of my ad funnels, I didn't book a single new client, I would still be making $511,000. And a part of that was because I already had hundreds of members in my membership. That was a part of the reason. I already had $511,000 on the books. So memberships are this beautiful opportunity for predictable revenue, for cash stability, which of course gives you so much nervous system relief and allows you to not make urgent decisions out of desperation. So if you are even considering doing a membership, the next thing you need to get right is team and capacity. Otherwise, you might be building a beautiful cage. So go watch my video, When to Hire in My Online Business, next.